Good afternoon and welcome to this week's Wednesday with Warbus. I'm Superintendent Roe Warbus from Altus Public Schools, and I do a weekly broadcast to my faculty and staff. This is usually 5 to 8 minutes, and this one will be a little bit longer because we have lots of information we want to give out. I have lots of information that I need to get out about Altus Public Schools and upcoming things that are happening. First thing I want to start with is the Altus Public Schools mobile meal plan. We plan to feed our children for the next 2 weeks, starting on Monday. Altus Public Schools Child Nutrition Department, along with volunteers from Altus Public Schools, will begin a mobile meal distribution on Monday, March 23rd. These meals will be offered at no cost to all community children 18 years old or younger, and to those with disabilities that are 21 years or younger. So 0 to 18, or for disabilities 0 to 21. Children must be present to receive their meals. Altus Public Schools has designated 20 stops in our community where these meals will be distributed Monday through Friday. Those participating will receive a nutritious lunch as well as breakfast for the following day. Meal service is possible through the Federal Seamless Summer Option Program, in which Altus Public Schools does participate. We will abide by all the recommendations of social distancing and request that students to not eat at the drop-off locations, but to take their food home. We'll also give you the bus routes. I want to talk about the meals themselves. Some examples of the lunches that we will be giving are going to be, of course, the first Monday, we're going to give sandwiches just to kind of give an idea of how many people we're going to end up feeding, how many students. But for example, on Monday, it could be a ham and cheese sandwich with lettuce. We're going to have baby carrots. We're going to have whole grain chips. We're going to have a breakfast type bar, fresh fruit, milk. And for breakfast on the first day, we'll be having warm egg and cheese breakfast wrap with fresh fruit and milk. That'll be the first day. And then examples throughout the next 2 weeks. There'll be pancake wraps, apple strudel, cherry fruital, pizza sticks, all kinds of good breakfast foods. And then for lunches, we'll be doing hot ham and cheeses, chicken nuggets, pizza, breaded chicken sandwich, a bulldog cheeseburger, but lots of nutritious meals. That first Monday, you will get a lunch and a breakfast, so you can eat that breakfast the next day. And then on Tuesday, again, we'll give a lunch and a breakfast. So every day, Monday through Friday, we'll be giving a lunch and a breakfast. Now, just to show you the map, we have 20 different stops. Here is the map of the Altus Public School District, and we're going to have 20 stops, and we will post this so that you can see it. But there'll be 5 different buses that will have 5 employees on each bus. There'll be 1 bus driver and then 4 Altus Public School employees that will help distribute the food. Each one will have a specified assignment with gloves and mask, and we will practice the social distancing. And as the students come through the line, we will hand them their food and they can take that food home. But for example, here's the north side of Altus, and so there's a stop there, and it's got that will be Madison Trail Apartments. So the stop 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and throughout the city of Altus. We tried to make the stops in a place that would be safe for students so they wouldn't have to cross major highways or railroad tracks. We did not include Altus Air Force Base under direction of their leadership. We would invite any military family that would like to participate. If you live on Altus Air Force Base, you are more than welcome to come to stop number 17, which is right here on Falcon Road. We would invite you to come and get your free meals as well. We're very excited about the opportunity. It's very important that our children get their meals. To the faculty and staff, we will be sending out later this evening a Google Docs document that will come from Amanda Davis, and it will give you the opportunity to sign up. We do have the cooks coming to Altus High School, and they will be preparing the meals, and then our volunteers, we have very strict guidelines as far as social distancing. If you've been in a hot spot or out of the community, we do not want you to participate. If you're having any kind of flu symptoms, any sickness at all, we ask you not to participate. We want to keep everyone as healthy as possible, but you'll have an opportunity to sign up for a date, a time, and a bus that you want to participate with. In addition to the 5 buses that will be delivering food, we will have 4 Suburbans that will have 2 employees in those, and they will help distribute food to the buses if we run out of food, or if you live outside of the city limits. We did not go to our stops in Martha, Hedrick, or Elmer. If you are in need of food and you live outside of the city limits and cannot make it in, we ask that you either email myself at rwarbus@altusps.com, or you can call my cell at 580-471-0236. We do not want anyone to not go without food, but this is our plan now. It could change in the future because things are very fluid. That's the first part of our video. The second part of the video, what I want to do is try to answer some questions. We made it available for people in our community to email some questions in, and we've got those questions and some answers. Just a reminder that the answers I'm giving are to the best of my knowledge as of today. Things change daily. So the answer today may not be the right answer for tomorrow, but hopefully you'll just trust that I'm giving you the best information that I can. We want to be as transparent as possible and as helpful as possible. Number one priority is the safety and well-being of our faculty, staff, and students in our community. So we'll start with the questions from our faculty and staff. Number one, will we be required to make up these days or any extra days off during this time of precaution? We will not be required to make up the days through April 6th. After that, it will have to be determined. We'll get guidance from the State Department of Education. But as of right now, no, they will not be made up. The 2 weeks after spring break are just considered part of spring break at this time. Number two, will our state superintendent cancel the rest of the year as some of the other states are looking into? I cannot speak for her. We'll get guidance from her. I know she's got lots of input from people, and she will make the best decision. Her and the governor will make what they consider their best decision for the children of Oklahoma. Certified staff, number three. Will we as certified/support staff be required to come into our building sites to receive hours so we will receive our paychecks in April? Like I said, the last video, we have already sent March payroll to the banks, so you will get paid on March 24th as usual. And the answer to that question is no. You will not be required to come into the building sites, so you'll get your April paycheck. April payroll, as of today, is going to roll out like it always does on April 24th. Support staff. Will the support staff have to work if the teachers don't? No, they will not. Number five, will the timesheet only employees be paid for the 2 extra weeks off? And the answer to that is yes. We have some options right here I want to talk about. I will say, first of all, that the 5 members of our Board of Education are fantastic people if you don't know them, but they are very supportive of our employees and our students. They want what's best for everyone, and I am confident in their decision-making as far as making sure that everyone's treated equitably. We have a couple options here. One thing that I could take to the board is ask for extra emergency leave days in this process. We've been given a little bit of guidance from the Oklahoma State Department of Ed. Another thing that I could take to the board and ask for would be maybe some administrative leave if we need to do that. And then also I've been in contact with the Oklahoma State School Board of Education, Oklahoma State Board of Education Association, and they are working on some legislation that will hopefully take care of this whole situation where everyone can be paid. At this time, the only people that we can think of that will not get paid are substitute teachers that have already taken jobs that are in the future. We cannot pay substitute teachers, but timesheet employees, those type things will still get paid. Now, extended daycare, those timesheet people will not get paid because, of course, extended day is not going to be happening. But hopefully that answers that question. Here's a question. I was wondering about the substitutes and substitute pay, work opportunities. I depend on my substitute job as a full-time job. I had multiple days scheduled during the shutdown, and very sorry to say, unfortunately, no, we will not be able to pay substitutes. Number 7, will our testing grades subjects be required to make these tests up if we are out past the testing window? That will be determined by the Oklahoma State Department of Education, and at this time, we do not have that answer. Number 8, will there be other opportunities, online version of the ACT for the juniors or seniors that still need to take the test? This is not a local decision. When we have more information, we will let you know. Number 9, will virtual school distance learning be made available if we must make up the instructional time, and how will this be implemented? Again, as of right now, the 2 extra extended days, or the 2 extra extended weeks of spring break, there is no educational things that have to be made up. But if we're thinking in the future, again, these 2 weeks up to April 6th will be extensions of spring break. No school work will be required to be made up. At this point, there's no plan to utilize distance or virtual learning due to equitable resources. Feeding students. Will Mrs. Garrett be able to continue the food programs and bags of food programs to the kiddos that still depend on it? As stated earlier, we are going to plan the meals 5 days a week for the next 2 weeks. And then also a week from this Friday, we'll be providing the food for the weekends that we normally do. Lost my train of thought on what it's called. Food for Kids, our Food for Kids programs that we participate in. We feed about 200 families over the weekend, and we were going to ask, that'll be a Google Docs question for our employees if they want to volunteer for that as well. But a week from this coming Friday, we will deliver those meals for the weekend, for the next 2 weekends for our Food for Kids program. Athletics. I've been getting a number of questions about athletics. You might want to see if there's anything to say. My answer has been the OSSAA hasn't said anything as of yet. All contests and suspensions, and that's a long question. But what I'm going to state is straight from the OSSAA. At this time, all fine arts activities after April 6th will remain as scheduled. The fine arts activities scheduled during the week of March 30th have been postponed. We will continue to work with the State Department of Education, the State Health Department, and the Governor's Office as we work to reschedule these fine arts activities. Spring sports. After careful consideration, the OSSAA remains determined to make every effort to play all spring activities as scheduled. Should it become necessary, the OSSAA will make adjustments to the current schedules and communicate those changes to the membership. So again, everyone's planning after April 6th that everything will be back to normal, hopefully. I will say if Altus Public Schools is not in session, we will not participate in any extracurricular activities. Questions from parents and the public. Number 1, will the school year be extended out to make up the time lost? At this point, no. Again, it's a fluid situation. We do what the State Department tells, but at this point, the answer to that question is no. Will there be school after spring break? If not, when will we be back in school? At this point, spring break has been extended for 2 weeks. Our plan is return to school on April 6th. Academics. What measures will be put in place so that students can still have a reasonable chance to make the grades they are shooting for? We recognize this concern and are waiting for guidance from the Oklahoma State Department of Education. Number 4, will the children be requested to do certain homework and other assignments while on break? How do they access this information? If so, we do have a computer. Can we have access to the apps and programs the kids are doing normal class time? I have heard rumors about online schooling. If that is something Altus is looking into doing, how will this affect children that do not have computers or home internet? Is there a way for kids to keep up with their schoolwork if they don't have a computer? Will Altus Public Schools offer distance learning as an option after April 6th? That was several questions about the same thing. I just wanted to make sure I read all of the different questions. So if someone's looking for their particular question, the answer to those questions are no. These 2 weeks up to April 6th will be an extension of spring break. No school work will be required to be made up. Take this time to make memories with your children, love on them, and reinforce the calm. This will help them to be ready to learn when they do get to come back to school. Our school Facebook pages do have some great ideas for keeping busy for parents and children. Will the state testing not be required this year? And then a second question, will third grade state testing remain as scheduled April 9th through 10th? At this point, there have been no changes, but the Oklahoma State Department of Ed makes that decision, and there may be changes in the future. But as of today, there's no changes. Will the school year be extended or remain as scheduled on May 22nd? As of today, it remains as scheduled, and we will go to school, be out on May 22nd. If my children are on Odyssey, do they still keep working, or do they keep some work taken off of their vacation also? Just wondering, because it would be great. And I believe what this parent is asking, if your child is in the Bulldog Academy or virtual school and they are working on credit recovery, it would be my recommendation that yes, they do continue to work because they're behind. They're working on credit recovery. So if they'll continue to work, they may catch up with their class. So if they're on Odyssey, that's up to you as a parent, but I would recommend them to continue to work to stay caught up or to get caught up. Special education. If you have a special needs child, what would y'all recommend to help them through this trying time if they are autistic? With the 2-week extension of spring break, there'll be no instruction provided for regular education or special needs students. If the school closure is extended, we will follow the guidance of the Oklahoma State Department of Education. If you have specific needs or concerns with your child and need some specific ideas or specific needs met, please contact me at my email, rwarbus@altusps.com, RWRBES, or Mindy Hawthorne. She is our Director of Special Education, and her email is mhawthorne@altusps.com. That's MHAWTHORNE. We definitely want to meet the needs of all of our students. Feeding students. Will there be to-go bags for kids that need it? As we discussed earlier, we have a mobile feeding plan in place where kids can pick up breakfast and lunch at one of the 20 bus stops that we have designated. And so hopefully, yes, we will get all kids fed. After-school daycare. Will the March after-school daycare payments be partially refunded or applied as partial payment for April? Yes, we will not refund them, but yes, they will be applied as partial payments for April. We definitely want to make things right, and we will prorate that out. Sorry for the delay. Amanda's phone went dead, so we're going to try it on my phone, but let me start over with seniors. And again, a special place in my heart. I know this is tough for them. There's so many special senior moments that we all have of our own, and we don't want our seniors to miss out on any of those moments. But with the school closure, how is this going to affect the seniors graduating? And the next question, my son is a senior, and we were wondering about prom and graduation. If the school closing is going to delay those events, or will they go on as planned? I personally have been in contact with some junior parents, and it's our hope to reschedule prom and graduation if necessary. It is our plan to hold both events, even if we must do so in the summer months. Can't promise that they will happen, but it is our goal to have those done. If we can't do them when they're scheduled, anytime between now and August, we're hoping to be able to have our junior-senior prom as well as a graduation ceremony. Those are two special moments in kids' lives and parents' lives. They work so hard to get to those spots, especially graduation. We want to make that happen. Again, things can change, but that's our goal, is to make it happen. Next question. Will there be a donation for anyone that wishes to donate to teachers or anyone who needs it? Thank you, but the Jackson County Ministerial Alliance and the Oklahoma Baptist Disaster Relief Program have generously supported Altus Public School mobile meals. And at this time, Altus Public Schools is not in need of assistance, but again, thank you for that. If we come up with things that we do need, we will get that information out, but at this point, we're good. Again, we plan to have this video every 2 to 3 days if we feel like it's needed. So if I didn't answer a question or you've had a new question, we ask that you send those to rwarbus@altusps.com or A. Davis at altusps.com. Again, we'll have another video in 2 to 3 days. I just want to let you know that, as if you don't know, there's lots of unknown, uncharted waters. We're all doing the best we can do. We want to do what's best for our students and our faculty and staff. We're making the best decisions that we feel like we can. We will take any input from you. But the one thing I do know is that God is in control. We're going to fear not, because God is in control. The other thing that I do know is that the community of Altus in Southwest Oklahoma has a pioneering spirit, and we always have. We support each other, we love each other, we pray for each other, we're there to help each other. Bulldogs, we got this and we can do it. And as always, may God continue to bless Altus Public Schools.